Hi, welcome to today's Wag and Bone. Today, we're going to be looking at the AD200 and what accessories you can use with it. I've seen a lot of people online asking about what accessory does what, so we're going to be setting up a one lighting setup at home in the bedroom using each different accessory. This isn't going to give us great photographs, but what it's going to do is show us exactly what each accessory does with this particular light. We're going to be shooting on the 5D with a 24-105 lens. I'm going to shoot at about f8, 1/25 to 2/50th. I'm going to try and keep the settings as static as possible so that we can just see exactly what each accessory does. I'm going to be shooting with the AD200 at about 45 degrees, 2 feet above the subject and about 3 or 4 feet away from the subject. I'm going to keep this in exactly the same position. Maybe I'll adjust the power a little bit. Today we're going to be shooting with a speedlight flash head with a naked bulb, dome diffuser. We'll see what that does. We're going to have the standard reflector on there, honeycomb grid on there, a few different coloured filters on there, see what they do. And a beauty dish with a diffuser and a beauty dish with the honeycomb grid on. Big octabox, and we'll put the diffuser and the grid on that and see what happens with that as well. So now we'll switch out that speed light and put in the bare bulb head. Little boy! What a good boy. The bulb head's a little bit darker, so we're going to have to give that a little bit more power. Yeah, nice little sausage for Teddy Bear, that keeps him happy. There we go. He's not looking. That's alright. And he's having his sausages. You don't like the sausages? Nice, the old sausages, isn't it? The dome diffuser. Oh, exactly the same settings, nothing's changed. Teddy Bear! Kapow! There we go. There we go. It's a nice light. There's not much shadow behind him at all. Change that dome diffuser for the general reflector there. We'll just put that on with no accessories added in. Just that by itself. Exactly the same settings that we've just had. Oh, and that's a massive difference. So much more light onto him. So we're going to come down with the power there. We'll come down 2 stops on that. And the light, we've just got a bit of a shadow behind him there now. Let's get more sausage for Teddy Bear. Then he's nice and happy. What a good boy. There we go. And again, there's a little bit of shadow behind him, but not much. Let's pop on the grid. So we'll put a little diffusing gel in there. No colour on it, just a clear gel. Teddy Bear. What a good boy. What a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Oh, that's a smile now, haven't we, Teddy Bear? That's with the plain diffuse light on. We'll just try a couple of these coloured filters. We'll start with the blue. So now we're going to go with the beauty dish. We'll just use it plain as it is for now. Then we'll add the diffuser and the grid a little later on. So now I'll go down 2 stops on there with the beauty dish. Okay, so we'll put the grid on top of that beauty dish now. So that's with the grid on. You can see the fall off coming behind onto the shadow. So we're lighting the face very well, and then the shadows bringing that fall off. Put the diffuser on top of the grid now with the diffuser and the grid, and we're going to have to up that power by at least 1 stop. There we go, that's up full power, 2 stops. So we'll take this with the grid off first of all, and then we'll put the grid up and see what difference that makes. Final shot for Teddy now. He's getting a little bit tired, but he's a hero, he's a trooper. We can get sausage for Teddy Bear. Oh, what a good boy. What a good boy. Okay, so the lighting on half the power is just about right there. Now we'll pop this grid up. There we go. So finally this last with the grid on there. It's a little bit darker. So we'll up that to full power. So before we finish, I just want to have a quick look and review what we got there. This first one here with the speed light, you can see there's a big dark shadow coming off behind. with the dome diffuser, slightly less shadow, much more even light. As soon as you get the reflector on, that shadow comes back. Reflector with the grid on, start to lose it, get a bit more contrast. Now we've got the beauty dish going on, beauty dish with the grid, and then finally the beauty dish with the diffuser giving us a much more even and soft light. Then we move on to the softbox, and then we put the softbox on with the grid, and that gives us that lovely light. So for a one lighting setup, this final shot, it's not a bad light at all. Just one AD200 in with the clamp and a big octabox on the front. Nice light. And then finally we get into the full Photoshop edits. This is a shot with the flash head. Now with the dome diffuser. As soon as you start editing, there's not a massive bit of difference. This is the reflector with the diffuser on it. So this is the beauty dish, and then finally the grid there gives a much more even light, and we can really start to edit that nicely together. So at first glance they might not seem a massive difference between the flashes, but as soon as you start really getting to work on them, you can see the big difference between what we have with the speed light and what we're getting with the big octabox. I hope you've enjoyed today's Wag and Bone. If you need any more tips, then drop us a message. Please like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, thanks a lot.